Today, on a very special divorce court, Judge Lynn Toler leaves the courtroom to rescue a family in crisis. Charles and Ty have been together for 14 years and have 5 children. Ty is so depressed she can barely leave the house and abuses alcohol. Charles's mother, Jackie, reached out to Judge Lynn Toler to save this family. Divorce court intervention starts right now.
Jackie Jones, you didn't think I would come, did you?
No, I didn't. Thank you very much.
You are more than welcome. You wrote me the most heartfelt email about difficulties that you saw with your son and his soon-to-be wife, 5 kids involved. Tell me why you wrote.
They're having a family crisis. Recently, we just had a death in the family.
Let's make sure we know who we're talking about.
Okay.
Your son's name is Charles.
Yes.
And he's with Tynesha.
Correct.
They have 5 children together.
Right.
Recently, Charles's father died.
Right.
And he feels a little guilty about that for reasons we'll explore later on.
Right.
But you're really worried about Tynesha. Why don't you tell me why?
Well, she's going through a lot of depression, and she's been drinking more than she usually do, and it's having an effect on their relationship.
So what are you looking for from me?
Help, a lot of help. They're having a lot of differences, and it would help everybody, not only just them, the kids too.
The kids too.
Yes.
And that's one of the reasons I really wanted to come, because you did have 5 kids and they've been committed to each other for 14 years, so we're gonna give it a shot. Now, I'm gonna talk to them, I'm gonna figure out what I can figure out, I'm gonna do what I can do, and we can see if we can make this situation a little bit better.
I appreciate it very much.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Thank you.
Hello, Charles.
Hello.
Hello, Ty. Have
Hi.
a seat. This is your house. Thank you for having me here.
Thanks for
I'm
coming.
crazy about your mother. Your mother wrote me a very heartfelt email that brought me out of the courtroom and to your house. Why don't you tell me what you think is wrong here?
Well, I think, in all honesty, I think my mom just want both of us to be happy. She feels that, we do argue a lot, and she really wants that to change.
Okay, what do you think the problem is? Why do you argue so much?
I mean, we argue about some of the stupidest things, like, her jealousy. I feel like she's real jealous. Her drinking. I think she's depressed, but she won't admit it, but...
You think she's depressed?
Depressed, yes.
Why do you think she's depressed?
Just the way that she act, like, don't want to talk to nobody, just mad all the time, and I just think she's depressed, like, don't care about nothing.
Are you happy?
I wouldn't say happy. I just say I'm okay.
Does that have anything to do with the amount of alcohol you drink during the day? Because I'm hearing it from 2 people that they think you drink too much.
Wow. I do drink a lot, but I don't think it has... Okay, it does have a lot to do with not being happy.
Right. Now, how much do you drink? To be honest, because I came all the way out here, we don't want to just play around. Tell me how much you do drink.
I drink a lot. Like, I'll drink a big bottle, and if that big bottle ain't...
Big bottle of beer?
No, a big bottle of, like,
drink.
vodka, gin.
Like a 5th?
2 of those, probably get another.
A day?
Yeah.
Your liver's screaming. You know what I mean? You're young to be that the liver has to process all that and get all the poisons out. You're working it like a job. I'm just gonna say that on one side. Why do you think you need to drink?
I would say because it's a lot of stuff that I go through. He don't spend time with me. We don't talk.
I am not a psychologist, but I am a woman who's been diagnosed with depression. Without the liquor, you sounded like me.
Oh.
Home, don't want to talk to nobody, don't want to leave the house, watch television all day like a zombie, just kind of like this. Nothing's exciting, nothing is fun. Get angry quickly. You're always a little bit of edge, just something, just bam, pow. And then my husband and I weren't getting along because he was tired of being around a person who was being like I was. So we were at counseling. The guy called, said, I want to see you. And he said, me? And I said, what you want to see me for? He's the problem. And he said, "You are clinically depressed. I need to see you tomorrow." You've been to counseling, have you not?
Yes.
Yeah.
And what did they tell you?
Well, I've been twice. The first one they told me that I was, stop laughing. They told me I was depressed, but they didn't give me any medication. Then the second time I went, they told me, I think it's called intermediate explosive disorder.
Disorder where you kind of like a rage thing where you just pop off.
Yeah.
Without a lot of provocation.
Yeah.
Let me tell you two something about where you are and where you want to be. Whatever you do, we know we can't do what we've already done. So if you are to get to where you want to be, you have to commit to a change. You with me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next on Divorce Court Intervention, when Judge Lynn Toler goes one-on-one, can Ty understand her depression and accept help? Divorce Court Intervention continues right now.
So I've kicked Charles out, so you and I can talk woman to woman. As a matter of fact, move on over. I'm gonna sit next to you. You told me earlier that you like being a mother, true?
Yeah, I love being a mom.
Do you think your children are getting the best mom possible if you're nipping all day?
No.
Do you think they're getting the best mom possible if you're not excited about your own life, excited about what's going on, taking them places, doing things? Do you think they would do better if you felt better?
Yeah. I think they would, because they really like going out doing stuff.
A lot of women will do for their children what they won't do for themselves. And I want you to look at how you feel as not just hard for you, but not best for them. Do you see what I'm saying? And I think you need to look at how you feel as their base of operations. And if they have an engaged, joyful mother, as opposed to a little bit intoxicated, couch-bound, television-tethered mother, they'll have a different perspective on life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You fight for your joy and you're happy, it'll allow you to talk to Charles differently, which will change how Charles responds to you. Do you have any idea what to do about it?
No.
Okay. Well, we're gonna figure that out.
Okay.
Right after I talk to Charles
Okay.
about him being MIA. And speaking of Charles, you told me, and his mother said the same thing, that you believe he's not faithful to you. Is that true?
Yeah, I believe that.
Why?
Because it was one time I went in his shirt and I found a number. So I called it and it was a girl. And she was like, "Oh, I've been waiting for him to call." I'm like, "Who?" She was like, "Oh, the guy that got my number." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I went and asked him, and he was like, "No, it wasn't for me. It was for a friend." Like, I don't believe that, because if it was a friend, why would you pick it up and put it in your pocket?
Has anything happened since then?
Like, in his phone, he has numbers in his phone, but with no names. Mm-hmm. Like, I seen one that had just numbers on top of it, and then this number, he like, "Oh, that's my sister." I don't believe that. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't believe it's your sister.
You got some facts, so we're gonna have to explore the facts. Having said that, I will say this. Do you think Charles loves you?
I would say he loves me, but I don't feel like he's in love with me no more.
Why do you feel that way?
Because he don't hug me, he don't hug me, he don't kiss me. Like, when I try to lay with him, like, here, roll over, like it's a game. But I be serious, like, I'm about to come lay right here. And he roll over, like, ha. So I just get up and go somewhere else.
So you don't feel any affection? You don't feel that he cares for you? You guys are kind of coexisting a bit.
Yeah, like, we two roommates raising kids. Mm-hmm. But when you want to be all lovey-dovey, that's when I'm supposed to be your girl.
If you could say, "Judge Lynn, I need you to change this one thing with Charles," would it be that, or would it be something else?
It would be that. spending more time with me.
When divorce court intervention continues, will Charles's phone reveal evidence that he's cheated? Plus, Judge Lynn Toler offers professional help for Ty's depression.
And I'm going to assist her with third parties to help her.
If you would like your case heard on divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com and join the conversation on Twitter at Divorce Court. Divorce Court Intervention. Charles answers the tough questions right now.
So Charles,
Yes.
if I said we were going to play a game, and that game required you to take out your cell phone and sit between me and Ty, and we could go through it and call numbers at random, would you be cool with that?
Yep.
No chick's gonna answer and say, hey, baby Charles, where you been?
Nope.
None of that's gonna happen.
Nope.
So what you're telling me is Ty's concerns with respect to your cheating are unfounded.
Yep.
How about the phone in the pocket? Remember, she had a phone number in the
A
pocket?
number in the pocket, and like I explained to her, it sounds crazy, but it wasn't for me, like I told her.
It does sound crazy.
It does, but it wasn't for me. She called the number and everything. The girl said, oh, I was waiting for him to call. I ain't never called it. For the number for me, I would have called it.
Okay. Ty thinks that you love her, but you're not in love with her. I think she's absolutely wrong, and you wanna know why?
Why?
Because you've done one of the grandest things I've ever heard any man do for a woman. Why don't you tell me what she doesn't know?
She don't know that I got a house. I went and got a house for us.
Uh-huh.
I wanted to try to get it all the way furnished, but I mean, today's a good day to tell her.
I think that speaks so much about the kind of man you are. I know she can be difficult to live with because of that depression and that anger and all that kind of stuff. But I think we've convinced her today to do something about it, and I'm going to assist her with third parties to help her.
I think she's gonna really appreciate it.
When divorce court intervention continues, what family secrets will Jackie reveal? And is their new house the only surprise Charles has planned for Ty? Divorce court intervention continues with Judge Lynn Toler.
Jackie, part of the reason that you wanted me to come out here is because you think your life and Ty's life paralleled a great deal. And I want you to tell me what similarities you do see between how you lived and how she's living right now.
For one, she has 5 kids. I had 5 kids. Didn't get a chance to do much for yourself. Busy. Can't keep the house clean. So when you do, they mess it up. Mm-hmm. You don't get a chance to fulfill your dreams.
Did you have any issues with substance abuse like she does?
I was doing drugs, and my choice of drugs was rock cocaine. Mm-hmm. It kept me away from my kids. I tried to do the best I can. They were there, and I was there, but I wasn't there.
You weren't present.
I wasn't present.
You were physically there,
I was
but that was
physically
it.
there. And it affected me a lot. And to this day, I regret that because I feel like I'm distanced from my kids. Like with Charles, I remember back in December one time, a few years ago, I told him that I was sorry, and I felt like I was gonna have a breakdown. You know, I was just crying and crying and crying. But he told me, he said, Mama, you know, that's in the past. You know, you did what you did, and we forgive you for it. But I still have problems with some of my other kids because of it. And if you have a bad relationship with your kids, it doesn't help anything at all.
Yeah, it's a constant pain.
It's a constant pain.
Yeah.
You know, and
And
I
we don't want you to have any of those regrets.
I don't want you to, remember I told you all what you go through? Do you want your kids to follow that path? Do you want them to be angry and hurting? And you don't want to see them go through that.
And I will say this, children do what they see you doing, not what you tell them to do. Just keep that in mind. Now, Charles, I wanted to talk to you for a moment as well. Why don't you tell me what did happen to your father? How did that accident occur?
My dad was going on his way to come see my son's football game. Sitting at the bus stop waiting for the bus, and the dude that was speeding ran the red light, hit another car. They say it flipped and went into the bus stop. We still don't know if it was the car that hit him, the bench from the bus stop. We still don't know, but you know, and end up killing him.
He said it doesn't bother him, but I know it does, because if he would have went to the light instead of making a turn,
I cut through Walgreens instead of going to the light and making the left at the light. If I'd have made the left, I'd have picked him up.
Did you know he was there?
No, I didn't know he was there. I just know at the time we just went past it. Like,
that might have been the way God kept you from seeing it. You don't know. And you can't presume. You don't have that much power.
And you
Trust
can't
that.
keep, you can't
and
keep
you can't keep digging at it. Just like you let your mother off the hook for not having been there, you got to let yourself off the hook. You got enough on your hands over here.
oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ty, you said something to me when we were alone, that you believe Charles loves you, but is not in love with you.
Yeah.
Do you know she said that?
I do now, but I mean, she has to let somebody love her to feel that way. And when you try and she don't accept it, it's hard. You don't want to try no more.
I'm going to disagree with both of you. I think he is mad in love with you.
Yes.
And I see thousands of cases. I see it. You know, madly in love. You want to know why? Because there was one point in our conversation where we spoke, and that man smiled from ear to ear, nonstop, as he did so. I was looking right at him. And now you tell her what you told me and couldn't stop grinning when you said it. Look at this man. Look at this man. Go ahead. Make it a moment, baby.
Put me on the spot.
Yeah, go ahead. Make it a moment.
Well, Ty, I know that, you know, being in your mom's house sometimes makes you unhappy, and, you know, you want your own, and I got it. We got it. You got a house.
It's waiting for you. This brother smiled like a Cheshire cat telling me about what he did. Woman, this man loves you. He loves you. That's the sweetest thing anybody's ever done.
I said I wasn't gonna cry too.
We gotcha. Uncover those eyes. How wonderful is that? You remember coming here before?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you liked the house, didn't you?
Yeah.
And now your man bought it for you. Let's go inside. You two go first. Where it's all gonna happen. You love it?
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. It's a great house.
I like the kitchen.
Because you're gonna be in it too.
Yeah.
Cooking, but it's nice. It's a great house.
Yeah.
You happy?
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, Ty, hopefully this is a fresh start for, you know, our new life together. And will you marry me, Ty?
Yeah.
That was a lovely kiss. So, you know, we're gonna do all those things we talked about. A new house isn't gonna solve anything if we don't bring new behaviors in with it. We're gonna see somebody, we're gonna pay for it to get you help to see somebody, take care of that depression. You're gonna be on and popping for the kids, for your husband. You're gonna give her that love, you're gonna give her that security. Now you know what he's been doing all those times when he was away from the house. Now you know where all the money went. The man. Yeah. Is he not the man?
Yeah.
He's the man.
I'm the man.
I wish you both all the best. Thank you. I really, really do. It was
Thanks.
such a joy in both of you. And you too, Mom.
Thank you.
You crying?
Oh, thank you.
Follow us on Facebook and Twitter @Divorce Court.